And that's going to be some sort of violation.
Number 19, he hurt his shoulder or his elbow, it looks like, Booker.
Yeah, he's not good. We are going to take a break to let them sort this out. Yep, we will be right back.
Why be one champ when I want to be two?
Yeah, we've come this far, but can we finish what we started? Do we have it in us? Can we get back at it and keep grinding? Because the second we think we've given everything, we're gonna give more. Because this is our moment, and we are. We are made for this.
Whatever you're made for, Gatorade is made to fuel it.
Buckner with the drive right-handed as he looks to get back and forth a little bit. Ball now on the outside. West trailing by 2 again. Very comfortable mid-third quarter. Booker, Corrigan, Bob Shriver on the call here. Under Armour, Underclass, Command Division Championship game. West in their powder blue. Connie in the white. Shot. Riccardelli took a piece of it. It's going to be backed up. West will maintain possession. Bob, I'm very, very impressed with the West. Not that I came to this tournament expecting them not to be anything but great, but they've fulfilled my expectations.
I like the energy they've been playing this half with, quite honestly. They've had a couple great shots.
I like the skill level, too. Here's Benjamin Ramsey. He has a goal already. Slips his guy's shot.
That
Riccardelli goes down low to get it.
The Ricky Ardelli brothers are pretty good lacrosse players. Number 6 and number 8. Brothers Thomas and Jeffrey are pretty talented kids. Thomas is the younger of the two.
And we're going to step away momentarily, fourth quarter, when we return. Corrigan Sports Enterprises is a full-service sports marketing and event management company. Every detail from marketing, public relations, logistics, and cleanup, Corrigan Sports Enterprises handles events from conception to fruition. The premier lacrosse and field hockey recruiting tournaments and high-profile running events. Corrigan Sports Enterprises, bringing your dreams to life.
So how do you make it? There's Natasha's way. Be shy, focus on yourself, until they focus on you. Then there's Dennis. Work with what you got to get what you don't. Or you could be like me. Dream of pro football, get hurt, dream over. So how did I get here? By being the hardest worker in the room. How are you gonna get here?
Fourth quarter about to begin as I watch Lee Corrigan walk by, the man responsible for creating the Under Armour All-American Games, the Under Armour Underclass Games. Bob, you've had the pleasure of being a part of this incredible event a while ago, but it's still a rewarding experience.
The whole thing has been great, from the girls and guys All-Star game last night on ESPNU with Sheehan Stanley, Stan with Birch and Quint doing the girls game, and Quint Kesenick and Paul Carcaterra doing
Sheehan
the
who?
Stanwick Birch. And Quint doing the girls game, and then Paul and Carcaterra and Quint doing the guys game, and then this big heavy-set guy on the sidelines for both games.
It was nice to see a sweaty fat guy down there.
His cheeks are incredibly rosy. I don't know whether it's Santa Claus or whether he was a sideline reporter.
Our fourth quarter set to go. Connie in white, and the West team in San Diego Charger powder blue. As I see Mike Valente down on the sideline. The Corrigan Sports crew and interns have been amazing.
19's back up, Booker, the guy that went out right at the end of the quarter for the West. Luke Baker got back up in the game and won that face-off.
What a nifty move on the inside by number one, Robert Pistone.
He's picked up a couple great ground balls. Plenty of time. They'd love to see Buckner get one of these cannons on goal.
Yep, he grinds to the inside. Time, room, shot, goal. Bob, ask, and you shall receive. How many times have I heard Bob Schreiber ask, make a request? You're like Casey Kasem.
Listen, this guy's too good a player to get his, get a couple quality looks. Look at that, he just turns on the jets and he blasts that thing. The goalie had no chance. That's impressive stuff. Well, I wonder if his quarterback arm's as good as his shooting arm in lacrosse.
We saw him sling one lefty.
Impressive.
That is great call by Bob Schreiber. And now we're back in a one-goal game.
West is playing like, I would say they're definitely playing like they have not been playing in the first half. They're getting after it here a little bit. Here's Buckner again, Booker.
And here's Buckner accelerating.
And Buckner
high
showing
pass.
the ability to not force something there.
Yeah, although the pass was a
little high grade play.
errant.
That's okay. If I'm not mistaken, Owen Gaffney made a nice catch. Sorry, that was number 2 that made that catch, Edward Sheen. A little bit more body movement the West kids need.
Nice inside move shot, and now a little bit of a hold. You would have liked to have seen it, but
no call.
The West has dominated possession. Now Buckner puts a shoulder into a man. They just desperately heave it, and the West continues to ride hard. Not unlike their coach, Scott Hackstatt, back in his old BL days.
Well, when Scott was at BL, we were lucky when we could play him at both midfield and attack. He probably wanted to play attack more, but we played him at both positions, and he was equally adept at both. He was a tremendous player with unbelievable heart.
Went on to play at University of Maryland for Coach Dick Adell.
And he,
the late great.
Honestly, his kids are showing very similar heart to the way Scott played. They really played a great second half. Look at that kid hustling off the field.
Benjamin Ramsey, number 12, with possession, top center. As the fourth quarter starting to trickle away. Still 5-4.
Little wing action.
Nice, gets his shoulder and shot.
Oh, he was there. The only plays that the, Booker, that Connie team hasn't slid well to are actually wing plays. Kids dodging from that far wing, they've had a little trouble adjusting. See if they don't come a little quicker here. Here they're on their horse now.
Another successful dodge shot again. Checked as he released it, and it's going to be Connie ball.
Yeah, that
Connie
time
gets the possession.
That time Connie effectively slid to the Dodger. And the Dodger tried to shoot that ball through the slide man. It bounced off and went out of bounds, and Connie beat him to the sideline. Good play.
And the Connie squad gets the clear. They have yet to have a possession here in the fourth quarter as Christopher Cannett from New Canaan High School settles things. Connie team up by 1. West pressing a little bit.
There's Ricky Ardelli, the offensive player. His brother, that's Jeffrey, his brother Thomas in the goal at the other end. He's a pretty impressive player, number 6. For Connie.
Leo Johnson gets knocked to the turf, and the West squad looking to push it. Oh, Aaron pass. Great hustle by Evan Bell. Oh, excuse me, Christopher Cannett. Cannett now gets past the defense. Inside feed, shot, finish, goal, Leo Johnson.
We're going to give all that play to Christopher Cannett, who hustled back on defense. The pass was a little bit behind the West guy, Canada was there to pick it off. He comes in, beautiful cut, goal. Who was the goal scorer, Booker? Is that number 4?
Number 4, Johnson. Leo
Johnson, nice play.
Leo Marvin. Would you consider yourself, Bob, more a Leo Marvin or a Bob Wiley?
I don't know either one of them, but they must be movie characters.
What gives you that idea?
Because you know all the movie characters. I know none of them. An educated guess.
I would say you're more of a Bob Wiley.
Booker, what'd you say a couple minutes ago in that third quarter? First team to 7, maybe 6 likely to win this?
Can a team get to 7, they walk with the championship.
Good play. Charlie Moses, long stick midi for Westminster High School. And let me give you a good trivia question there. Who is his high school lacrosse coach, Booker?
Dennis Daly.
Incorrect.
Incorrect.
Ryan Curtis, son to the great Mike Curtis, former head coach at the University of Vermont.
And we get a timeout by the Connie team. We'll take one as well. 6-4 your score. We'll be back with the conclusion of the fourth quarter of the Under Armour Underclass Command Division Championship game.
When it comes to getting back in the game, there's only one team to turn to. The team more high school, collegiate, and professional athletes train and recover with. That team is Medstar Sports Medicine. For more than 30 years, Medstar has served as a leader in the diagnosis, treatment, and rehabilitation of orthopedic and sports-related injuries. Ranked among the top programs in the Maryland and Washington regions, we offer rapid access to athletes of all levels. Let the pros who treat the pros treat you. Medstar Sports Medicine.
Go interview.
6-4 your scores. We see the referees chatting it up momentarily. They've got to be a little hot too, Bob. I mean, you're as cool a customer as I know, but they are still just a tad warm on the outside. As we see the DC team getting ready, DC will take on Baltimore. And in a feat of irony, the first Under Armour Underclass game ever played was Baltimore against DC.
The finals?
No, the first Under Armour game in 06 was a senior game, boys and girls, and then they also did Underclass, but it was just Baltimore against DC in one game. The guys tried out, and they played one game. And Brian Kelly was the head coach for Baltimore, and Kevin Giblin was the head coach for DC. Then head coach at Georgetown Prep, the gate out of the great Washington College area.
Washington
Bob,
College.
you're familiar with Washington College.
What a place. Chestertown, Maryland.
The Bluebird.
Village Tavern.
Village Tavern. Newts. I go toe-to-toe.
That's about it. After you run those 3 bars, there's not many more in Chestertown.
Suds and soda. Chestertown. Washington College has produced more great lacrosse coaches than any other college per capita.
John Nostrand only going to coach 1 more year. Did you hear that, Booker?
I did.
Wow. What a loss that is.
You going to apply for that job?
He's the Haverford coach presently. He's done just an unbelievable job. This kid, how about the energy this kid's brought? Number 1 for
he's gonna get
Roman Pistone. He's amazing. Just
love the
awesome.
effort. Just an absolute
tremendous.
grinder.
Look at him. Hustling off the field. They got their man Buckner coming in.
Buckner's rested. Oh, rested enough to get a double team. Long stickman number 22, Colin Mulshine. Again, another defenseman, Kevin Lynch out of Staples High School, playing for the Connie team. Staples High School, former girls head coach Pete Nigerian. Don't know if he's watching today, but Staples High School certainly better off on the girls' side for having him lead that program for a couple years. Pete Nigerian out of Lafayette College.
West running out of time, Booker. Sure, it's under 5 by now. They need something to happen here. Too many guys just standing around watching one guy do it all.
Yeah, that could be fatigue a little bit, right?
Absolutely.
Okay.
This kid can get to the goal. Ramsey.
Oh, shot goal hits off Riccanelli, and Ramsey makes it 6-5. I tell you what, Bob, not only is this a barn burner, but it's going to take the first 3 rows of corn with it.
What's this shot? It's a good shot, but I think it bounced up off the goaltender's left
collarbone.
Left shoulder and just up into the corner. Great shot. He got a piece of it.
He got a little tiny piece. It was the joint right between his left collarbone and shoulder.
Well, look, they're studs from the West. Ramsey there. Buckner with a couple big goals here in this last period. Cut this down to 6-5.
The Under Armour Underclass tryouts are the best way to measure yourself against the best in your region. And of course, the tournament is the best way to rep your region, find out who's the best in the biz. Loose ball in the middle of the field. Great
ball.
pickup, no foul there. Still being patient. Referee Carmen DeJohn Domenico is going to let him play.
Connor O'Malley with a beautiful ground ball under heavy duress right there.
And Sion,
the 21 player from Darien High School. Lost a heartbreaker in the Connecticut State Championship this year. I think it was going to be their third win in a row, Booker. Ridgewood High School, if I'm not mistaken.
Ridgewood stepped up. And this is Leo Johnson, number 4, playing a little catch. Now he's on the wing, has a pass, tries to go cross field. And goaltender for the West, Nunes. Yeah, you saw that was a trap pass, but great handle.
Good ride.
Momentarily by Butler.
Good handle. Coach Hockstedt does have a timeout.
Want to see, and he will take it. We will step away as well. We got an absolute thriller in the Under Armour Underclass Command Division Championship game. Booker Corrigan and Bob Schreiber bringing it to you.
For over 30 years, Cascade has been the most trusted helmet in lacrosse. Introducing the Cascade S. Cascade, passion to protect.
6-5, the score here at Towson University in Baltimore, Maryland, as the Under Armour Underclass Command Division title is up for grabs. Connie to the newly formed Connie region, Westchester County, New York, basically, and all of Connecticut. And they have proven to be a formidable foe to all they've faced. The West giving them everything they want, but they're one goal down. Bob, what do you expect Buckner here?
Buckner or Ramsey, I think, is going to get the ball. Maybe they'll try to initiate from the wing. I'm not sure. They've had some success wing dodging. Buckner's starting with the ball. Oops, excuse me. They're bringing the ball out to this side of the field.
Matthew Newton. Nope.
No, Cody Hart starting with it.
Sorry, Cody. 16, not 18. Cody Hart out of Jesuit High School in Portland, Oregon. Shout out to Scott McMullen.
Big, strong kid right there. Good ball movement. Coach Hockstedt wanted them to get it around. Maybe get the defense moving a little bit, and now they got a shorty on Buckner. Good pass.
Oh, great. Unselfish pass shot.
No angle.
Just wide.
He shot it overhand, but he didn't have any angle, but shooting it overhand at least gave him a fighting chance there, Booker. Buckner, I'm impressed. You know, he throws the ball to the open guy when he can. You know, he's not holding on to the ball too much. Same exact shot to the same spot.
Yeah.
Wide left.
And you see that defenseman diving. He's already running for the end line on the shot because he knows it's either going to be a save, a goal, or he's going to get possession. Here's Buckner. Buckner, swam move. Leans in on his man, looking to get something up. Left side now. Shot goes just wide. Whistles far that corner.
Tynan Walsh from La Jolla High School, San Diego County.
Our cameraman Donnie and Josh right on that. Way to go, Donnie! This is Ramsey, number 12. leans in on his man, draws the slide. Can they get him on the spin?
Well, Booker, there's too many guys standing around behind the goal doing nothing.
A little toe drag that time by Buckner, but I agree with you 100%, Bob. What do you encourage those guys to do? Just spaghetti?
They got to move a little bit. You don't want two offensive players in the same spot. Too easy to defend.
Edward Sheen gets it up top. Oh, nice underdot shot. Go! Ladies and gentlemen, we're tied. We're tied at 6. Credit Cody Hart.
The big man from Jesuit High School in Portland, Oregon. Look at how big he is. He just overpowers them. I gotta believe the Connie defense is paying attention a little bit more to maybe Buckner or Ramsey.
Yep.
And there's Hart running right down the seam. Beautiful shot. High Hart went over the left-hand shoulder.
And again, he is out of Portland, played in that EPL, the East Portland Lacrosse Rec League. My man Scotty McMullen, the chief, doing some work for the Portland squads. And it pays off because we are tied at 6.
This game's going into overtime, or is there a timeout? See, we don't know.
I think
fans,
Coach
we apologize. Coach Hockstad's only got one timeout, so he just called it.
Huh. That is the end of regulation, I've now been told.
This game.
We are going to OT. We're going to step away quickly. We'll be right back with OT. Inaugural Mason-Dixon Lacrosse Shootout is November 10th and 11th and will be contested at Calvert Regional Park in the town of Northeast Maryland. It'll be a one-day championship format for boys, teens, and grad years 2019 through 2027, with every team playing at least 3 games before playoffs begin. Go to cselax.com for info and to register now. We'll see you at the shootout. Tied up at 6. Headed to overtime. And I will guarantee you that we will be showing the Baltimore-Washington, D.C. Highlight Division Championship game. But, Bob, we got some unfinished business. What do you like right now about both these squads?
I like the fact that you said getting to 7 was going to win this game. I think you made a good call since we're in overtime. But, honestly, I've really been impressed with the West here in the second half. They were very lethargic. I'm sure they were gassed in the first half, and they've come out with a purpose in this half. Gotten the ball, good guys. Coach Hockstad with a great timeout a second ago. Got the tying goal by Hart, and here we are in overtime for a face-off, which actually has Connie's had a few more face-offs won, and looks like they're going to get another one.
Fast break off the face-off shot. Goes wide.
Blake Burchill has done a great job facing off for the Connie team.
Almost ended it right there.
Yes, he did.
Goaltender Nuns from the West was on it, but it certainly looked like it had every chance. Sean Fox helping him out on the wings, but this is now in possession. A nice slide by the defense. Number 9, Patrick Sequeira. And up top with Luke Waters. Waters patient. Long shot, never makes it to the cage.
Nice.
Oh, loose ball pickup. Now we got some freelance time. Shot
what a
saved by Nunes.
Awesome. We got an injured Connie player. They're just going to get him off the field, but it'll be West ball.
And Nunes threw the ball up the field to Buckner. He's like, I'm gonna get it up there. I'm gonna get as far away from this goal as I can. That is fantastic.
Well, Buckner came back to putting the ball on his stick. They're not gonna. He's throwing it to somebody. Surprising. He could have just kept that ball and tried to air it out by himself.
Punt return clear. The Matt Abbott is what we were looking for.
Look at this ride. They got everybody down riding.
They make the quick, easy pass to number 16, Cody Hart.
Is Coach Hockstad.
Hart gets a little bit of a step inside feed. Oh, he hit the post! post toasties. And then we get a whistle and a quick restart on the crease. That is crazy. And Connie with the turnover.
Well, they were guilty, Booker, of not setting up for their fast break right then.
And Buckner.
And Coach Hockstead does have a timeout if they can get it down in this box.
If they can, they're a little scrambled right now. Now Coach Hockstead might be able to not save the time. They may not give them one. This is a summer tournament. Buckner trying to get underneath. A slide comes early. Outside shot. Bounces over the cage, shot by Cody Hart.
I really like Buckner. Again, these are a couple guys here.
Unselfish.
Buckner, unselfish. Drew a double team and threw it to Hart. He just banged a tying goal. This kid Hart, they got a really nice first midfield. Hart, Ramsey, and Buckner are very good lacrosse players.
Riccardelli goes downstairs to make the save. No push on that as he turned. Riccardelli now makes a save on the clearing pass. And the Connie squad looking to clear it. Nice play by Ryan Sion. Sion rolls back, selects zone.
Here's
5.
This big
Save your aircraft.
monster, number 18, Elijah Cohen. It's a big kid. Looks like he wants to come back right-handed.
Cohen shot, post toasties. Both teams hitting the post. Ball goes
Nice
on
check.
the ground and a great play.
Thomas. Oh no, excuse me. Preston Barnes. Beautiful play. Touch that into the box. Nah. Bad
It's
shot.
way too far out. Yep.
No
It's a good
back
goal.
up. Guilty of trying to make something out of nothing right there. Number 15 for the West. Nicholas
Fatigue.
Butler.
Fatigue, Bob. That was just a tired decision. And here comes the Connie team. They're going to clear it with a short stick. West needs to double it and make him pass it. And he does the right thing. Fakes like he's going to throw it the whole time. The West, they have a nice drop back ride.
This kid's got some legs.
Yes, he does. A lot of these guys do. I mean, this is as well played a game of 21s and 22s. Grad year 2021, 2022, as I've seen. The Under Armour Underclass All-American Command Division Championship game. Hats off to both these squads.
This is Ricky Ardelli. I think he has the ability to take the ball to the goal, Booker. He's still got his energy. He's waiting for his team to get their subs on the field. Coach Hanford's got the offensive guys he wants out there now.
Chris Cannon. And now it's over to Luke Waters. Waters has already had an impact here today. Can he end it? Gets a step shot. Nuns steps on it and makes the play. And this is Leo Johnson, number 4. Plenty of goals for him throughout this tournament. Pass to the inside, and Nuns comes up with it. Nuns has got legs, but he opts.
They're under
to put
on
it across.
Booker.
They got a fast break,
They have a fast break.
fast break. Hits the point man, diagonal, tip, shot, goal! How the West was won! Ladies and gentlemen, you do not have to go home, but you cannot stay here. The West is your Under Armour Underclass Command Division champion.
Great play by goaltender Nunes to get up the field. Got that loose ball right into his crease. Finds his open defenseman. I think this is number 11.
21
Dooley. Was that hit?
or Duke Reeder. Don't know, but the finish.
Very poised around the cage there. Took his time. Finished at number 2, if I'm not mistaken, Booker.
Player of the game, Benjamin Ramsey from Sacred Heart is your Under Armour Underclass Player of the Game. Folks, if you're a young lacrosse player and you didn't try out for the Under Armour team in your region, I think you just saw why it might be worthwhile. It is a tremendous experience. if you make it to this, but even just the exposure of going to the tryout is certainly valuable as we see the teams go through. Bob, the West found a way to pull it out. The race to 7 proved to be the winner.
Booker, what did they score? 5 goals in the second half? Was it
4-2 at halftime?
4-2 at halftime. They got to the 7 that you predicted the game winner, or the team that won this game, needed, and you were right on the number.
I'm going to head down for the interview, Bob. I'll be back momentarily.
Do you need this mic here, Book?
I do.
It's hot. Be careful.
Okay. Thank you. Corrigan Sports Enterprises is a full-service sports marketing and event management company. Every detail from marketing, public relations, logistics, and cleanup, Corrigan Sports Enterprises handles events from conception to fruition. The premier lacrosse and field hockey recruiting tournaments and high-profile running events. Corrigan Sports Enterprises, bringing your dreams to life.
So how do you make it? There's Natasha's way. Be shy, focus on yourself, until they focus on you. Then there's Dennis. Work with what you got to get what you don't. Or you could be like me. Dream of pro football, get hurt, dream over. So how did I get here? By being the hardest worker in the room. How are you gonna get here?
When it comes to getting back in the game, there's only one team to turn to. The team more high school, collegiate, and professional athletes train and recover with. That team is Medstar Sports Medicine. For more than 30 years, Medstar has served as a leader in the diagnosis, treatment, and rehabilitation of orthopedic and sports-related injuries. Ranked among the top programs in the Maryland and Washington regions, we offer rapid access to athletes of all levels. Let the pros who treat the pros treat you. Medstar Sports Medicine.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Under Armour Underclass Player of the Game, Ben Ramsey. Ben, talk first about the tryout experience and earning your spot on the West team.
It was a lot of fun. You just had to work hard, get your way in, and make the best of the moment you get to score and play well. So.
And in the tryouts, you feel like you guys picked a squad that's going to come out here and compete?
Yeah, of course.
As we may have seen?
Yes, definitely.
How am I doing as far as stating the obvious?
Pretty good. We had a great team, and we knew it. We had great coaches. Everything. It was awesome.
Who's the head coach over there?
We have Blake Atkins.
And Scott Hocksack?
Yes, Scott Hocksack, yeah.
Scott Hocksack doing a good job for you?
He did a great job. It was awesome playing with him.
His former high school coach is right up there. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Now tell us about the tournament process. You guys got worn down a little bit.
I mean, actually, I thought it was pretty good. We had a lot of breaks between our games. We had one game, then 2 games the second day, and I thought we actually got a good amount of rest.
Did you lose some guys during the course of the tournament?
We did. At the very beginning, we had a hamstring injury and some other injuries.
How are your hamstrings?
They're great.
How are mine?
A little bit sore. Yours are great.
You got some white stuff right there.
Yeah.
It's all right. Well, I'll take care of you, bro. Don't move away. Yeah. Now, let's talk a little bit about the rest of your summer. What do you got planned?
I'm going to Naptown Challenge.
Right on.
Next up, and then we got NXT.
You gonna have any time for, like, flashlight tag?
Yeah, definitely. Give us a go.
Nice. Get some flashlight tag in. How's your golf game?
I don't play a lot of golf, to be honest.
Where are you from?
I'm from Bay Area. It's California.
Oh, right on. Yeah. St. Ignatius?
No, Sacred Heart Prep.
Oh, are they your rival?
Yes, yep.
St. Ignatius rocks.
Yeah, I mean, we beat them in the championship, so I don't know.
They don't rock too hard.
No, yeah, they're great to play against.
My sister lives in Oakland, but she pronounces it San Francisco. You know anybody else who does that?
No, that's how I pronounce it, San Francisco.
Well, she lives in Oakland, though.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah.
If you lived in Oakland, would you pronounce it that way?
Maybe, yeah, probably.
Dude, great game. A lot of fun, right?
Appreciate it, yeah.
How about that kid, Buckner?
Oh, my God. He's such a great teammate to have. Always taking the pole. He makes everything easy for you, and it's great. Can't thank my teammates enough.
And I love the fact that you said he's such a great teammate to have. Anybody you want to give a little shout-out to?
Probably to my mom, my parents, my whole family. Yeah, shout out to them. They're the best.
Were you at the dinner that was hosted the other night?
I was, the banquet. It was awesome.
Did you give your parents a standing ovation?
Yes, I definitely did, yeah.
They earned it, didn't they?
Definitely did. Can't thank them enough. They're the best.
Shelled out a lot of bucks. You gonna cut the lawn when you get home?
Cut the lawn? Oh, of course, yes.
You got AstroTurf where he lives. Who you kidding? Hey, great job. Congratulations.
Thanks so much.
All right, man. Have a great rest of your summer. Right on.
For over 30 years, Cascade has been the most trusted helmet in lacrosse. Introducing the Cascade S. Cascade. Passion to protect.
The inaugural Mason-Dixon Lacrosse Shootout is November 10th and 11th and will be contested at Calvert Regional Park in the town of Northeast Maryland. It'll be a one-day championship format for boys, teams, and grad years 2019 through 2027, with every team playing at least 3 games before playoffs begin. Go to cselax.com for info and to register now. We'll see you at the Shootout. The 2018 Rumble in Richmond returns November 3rd and 4th, and we are now a U.S. Lacrosse National Qualifier and sanctioned event. The Rumble brings together a wealth of top talent from the best club programs at the amazing River City Sportsplex with their 12 lighted turf fields. As a U.S. Lacrosse sanctioned event, you can expect the highest quality tournament regarding operations, safety, and experience. Go to cselax.com for information and to register now.
For over 30 years, Cascade has been the most trusted helmet in lacrosse. Introducing the Cascade S. Cascade. Passion to protect.
Ready to go.
Why be one champ when I want to be 2?
Yeah, we've come this far, but can we finish what we started? Do we have it in us? Can we get back at it and keep grinding? Because the second we think we've given everything, we're gonna give more. Because this is our moment, and we are. We are made for this.
Whatever you're made for, Gatorade is made to fuel it.
Represent for Rough Rider Nation. The Rough Riders have been on top of the game since 2007. Rough Rider alums continue to shine and won national championships at all levels. Rough Rider teams dominate the countryside, Maryland, Pennsylvania, and now Virginia. Check us out online at roughriderlacrosse.com. It's time to ride or die.
1, 2, 3, ride!
Welcome to Towson University and the Under Armour Underclass Highlight Division Championship game. It's Washington, D.C. against Baltimore. Booker Corrigan and Bob Shriver back in the saddle again, Bob. Bob, we know a lot about the Baltimore team. What do you know about the D.C. team other than Casey O'Neill is a fantastic individual, the head coach of the D.C. squad? He's got some guys out there who are ready to win.
Well, in this game, Booker, on our roster sheet, we can see the commitments that many of these kids have for their colleges. And, you know, it's, as you might expect, it's kind of a who's who of Division I colleges for both squads.
Good stuff. That's all I gotta say.
DC's face-off specialist, number 20, Andrew Tyar, is headed to UNC and considered one of the best in the country. He helped St. Stephen's St. Agnes beat, amongst other teams this year, the Hill Academy from Canada.
That's a big win.
That's a tremendous win.
You and I saw them play in the Geico Summer Nationals.
Yes, that they won, we might add.
That they were the champions.
You know, that they were the champions of for the second straight year. So, and I'm looking at number 21, this defenseman, Ben Wayar, who's a St. Stephen's St. Agnes kid headed to Ohio State. And look at this kid. Maybe it's the difference between freshmen and sophomores, and now we're seeing juniors and seniors. There's some monsters on this field.
Andrew Tynar, face-off guy number 20 from St. Stephen's St. Agnes, is going to go against Matthew Gunty from St. Albans.
Now, there's an example. You were talking about that earlier, Booker. St. Albans would be a school that most of their kids would try out for the D.C. team, but for various reasons, Gunty, you know, maybe he couldn't make it because of exams, or maybe he said, my man at the other side of your face-off stripe is pretty good, so maybe I'll give it a whirl in Baltimore. But the Baltimore team has two quality face-off guys with Gunty and Gable Braun from the McDonough School. See how this works out.
The breeze is freshening here at St. Andrews. Excuse me, at Towson. As the highlight squads get set to go, DC wearing the Washington Redskins maroon, Baltimore wearing the Baltimore Ravens white with purple and black. DC wins the first face-off, and this is Emmett Barger, touches it in. Now it's shared across the top. This is Robert Shane, number 7, gets it behind. Number 15, Connor Humiston out of Georgetown Prep. He plays for the Crabs. You can hear a lot of different club programs mentioned, but of course the high school variations are far and wide for this Baltimore and DC squad. A little swim move on the far side by James Flannery. Oh, nice shot fake. And then whizzes one wide, Emmett Barger.
Schellenberger with the ball right now. Booker is considered the #1 recruit in his class. Rising senior. He's a Charlottesville native that goes to Bullis Prep up in the D.C. area. He's headed to UVA.
Dane Hall, number 13, pushes it behind, and here's Schellenberger.
I've heard that the Stusen kid playing defense on Schellenberger has been outstanding, number 21 for the Baltimore team.
Baltimore goaltender Shane Carr out of Severna Park High School making the save.
And this kid right here, a lot of these players Booker and I have seen during the course of the year. Number 10 for the Baltimore team, Alex Wicks from St. Mary's High School, is an absolute stud as a short stick defensive mid. One of the best players I've seen at that position this year.
He has speed and everything. In the cage for DC, George Alvarez out of St. John's College High School, alma mater of Kevin Plank, if I'm not mistaken. Head coach of the Baltimore team, Brian Kelly. And of course, I already talked about Casey O'Neill, his assistant, longtime assistant, Bobby Horsey, helping him out. And of course, Brian Burlace. Chorus spins it behind. This is Daniel Kelly. Now it's back up to Chorus. Chorus goes lefty momentarily. Jack, of course, gets it behind Liam Powderly. Powderly, a little shake and bake behind, looking to feed the whole way. Lobs across the top. Grimes! Oh, goodness! That is Taco Bell filthy. Powderly to Grimes. Bob, you could coach that team.
Well, I could coach that shot. I'd like to say I did coach that. Powderly, great energy, driving hard, throws the ball through the defense to Brendan Grimes, who honestly is one of the best shooters in the country, especially when he gets his hands free. Had an outstanding year for Boys Latin this year, scoring over 60 goals, and many of them of that variety.
And that was from downtown.
That was from downtown, but a great play by Powderly. So much energy. We talked about Powderly a bunch during our Game of the Weeks in the spring, Booker.
Yep.
Powderly's one of these kids. He's a great lacrosse player, but he happens to be going to University of Virginia to play golf. Amazing.
Not a bad choice. Violation pre-whistle against Baltimore. It's going to be DC possession. King Ripley out of St. Mary's. So we got St. Mary's guys on both squads.
This is Schellenberger against number 21, Jack Stuzen, an uncommitted kid that plays at the Gilman School and for FCA club team. Here's Wicks playing defensive midi, number 10. I know the Baltimore team, Booker, really plays a defensive midfield. With Wicks is number 16, William Godine from Gilman. And the pole is Bubba Burlace's son, number 15, BJ Burlace. Bubba was a great lacrosse player at the University of Maryland. Nice shot.
DC on the board. 1-1.
Number 6, Jonathan Bender from the Bullis School, who had another great year. Burlace is guilty of letting him come back to the middle of the field. And a beautiful left-handed bounce shot on this dirt, Booker. Tough to pick up the bounce.
It is. It's a great sidearm bouncer. That really, you're putting the goaltender Shane Carr in a tough spot because he's got to try and read that hop, and it's not that easy.
This is the Guntney's coming back for the Baltimore team facing off, but this is a second face-off guy, Booker, for the DC team. Looks like it's number 9, William Coletti from Ligonor High School in Frederick, Maryland.
And it's going to be white possession. Alex Bresci trying to get a running start there. That's just an unfortunate happening. He was ready to go. Referees held it back.
And here comes a Calvert Hall midfield. I'm thinking this is Sawyer with the brothers.
Mitchell and Mitchell. Connor and Grant Mitchell, along with Jack Sawyer.
Connor, number 17, a lefty. Grant, number 18, is a righty. There's that Calvert Hall two-man game right there. Daniel Kelly playing with Jack Sawyer. They practice that a lot in high school. You know, one sets a pick and they'll just bump off the pick.
Or slip it. Yep.
Slip it.
Here's Sawyer.
Kelly slipping it.
You see that slip attempt right there. Ball in and out of the stick of Sawyer. And now DC's looking to make it happen. Sam Sweeney carrying across the top.
They never set up a fast break, and they had one. 19 was for the DC team. Charlie O'Connor was intent on standing back behind the goal, not coming up in front of the goal, giving them a fast break opportunity.
Both coaches are content to really let their guys go. I mean, this is the highlight division. These guys are 2019s and 2020s. They are ready to run and gun.
Here's Wicks trying to catch up.
And he'll catch up. Emmett Barter's shot no good. And we get Robert Shane out of Bullis. He's headed to University of Pennsylvania. I played a little bit at Penn. Bob, Ivy Leaguer, as you've known. That's how I carry myself, big Ivy League guy.
No, you played at Penn. You didn't play for Penn.
I played for Penn wearing a Penn jersey.
There's a big difference.
Bob. While the ball's out of bounds, Bob, when I was in high school, I played hockey for University of Pennsylvania.
That was good defense by number 6, Blake Gable. Rising Boys Latin Junior, headed to North Carolina. Nice save.
Nice save by Shane Carr. Shane Carr just holding his ground, and he gets it quickly to the instant clear Alex Wicks.
And typically it can become a very good fast break. Wicks is lightning fast.
Powderly settles for Team Baltimore. Gets it over to Mitchell. And there you see the hustle of Wicks. God, these guys, you can tell they smell a championship. All they do is win one more game. Both teams did an amazing job all weekend long, as has the crew at Corrigan Sports Enterprises.
Well, Coach Kelly, the Baltimore coach, is Calvert Hall head coach, won 2 straight MIA championships. He's got about 7 of his players on this field who are used to winning. That's a good formula.
Powderly up top. Mitchell rolls back left, brings it across his face and gets some. Powderly sets up inside feed to Daniel Kelly. No good. Ball rolls through Cole Herbert's feet, but he gets it before it gets to the midline, and Baltimore will settle. We're 1-1 in the highlight division Under Armour Underclass championship game. Powderly with the backup.
Well, both teams are not short of talent. Number 14 playing defensive midfield. Guglieri.
Powderly lobs it.
Headed to Notre Dame.
Nice catch. Daniel Kelly with that shot. Again wide.
Powderly finding people on the backside. That's his second really good backside feed. Kelly just missed the cage there.
This is Cole Herbert, number 20. And 2 wide on the pass, and that's going to be a turnover. And DC now, they still have to clear it. I mean, sometimes when you throw the ball away over their end line, you have them right where you want them.
Booker, one thing DC's doing right now is they're double pulling Baltimore's midfield. A little unusual for an all-star game to have that kind of a defensive adjustment, you know, being able to pull it off in an all-star game. But Coach O'Neill, this is their 6th game playing together. They're pretty well versed in what he wants them to do.
And you can tell Coach O'Neill and Coach Horsey are very comfortable with Schellenberger handling the ball. He's had it plenty so far here in the first quarter. Charlie O'Connor, number 19, pushes it across to 18, PJ Cisner. Oh, O'Connor whistles one wide. Schellenberger with the backup. Zinsner plays for the Black Wolf Club. And it's back with O'Connor. O'Connor right-handed, checked as he goes to shoot it. Technically, that's still a shot. It's going to be DC possession. As I see my man Greg from East Coast dies. Always taking pictures, shooting video.
It's a good matchup. Gable against Shane.
DC and the Redskins, red. Baltimore in the home whites of the Baltimore Ravens. And O'Connor gets it behind, and now they swing it on the wing to Schellenberger. Up top, Zisner. Shot just wide that time by Jonathan Bender. He has a goal already today.
Booker, just a slight difference from the game we did earlier with the younger guys. Both teams' offenses and defenses are, I would say, much better prepared to slide and recover at the defensive end, and the offenses, both teams are moving pretty effectively with and without the ball. And that, a lot of that is just lacrosse experience, not necessarily coaching. It's just lacrosse experience.
Game experience.
Game experience. These kids are a little older. been playing in a few more big games and understand what they need to do to be effective.
William Godine.
Heard some great things about him. He's been playing primarily defensive midfield during the summer.
This is Jack Corus. Corus, left hand, pushes it behind. Powderly pauses momentarily. Kelly up top.
Great defense by the DC team right there.
Mitchell gets inside, shot, goal!
Well, we've seen this show before, Booker. Mitchell, he just overpowers you sometime. Look at this big, strong kid, one of many on these two teams headed to Ohio State. Look, he gets inside, the slide's coming, he just overpowers the slide. Two guys collapse on him, he's able to get free. And we've watched this a bunch over the last 2 years doing Calvert Hall games.
Big, strong kid equals multiple scoring opportunities.
Mitchell, you know, is a kid who grew up in Atlanta, Georgia. He moved up here. He and his brother moved up here when they were sophomores. The family moved to Baltimore, essentially so their kids could play lacrosse at a high level in the MIAA, and Calvert Hall is a beneficiary of having those two kids.
You talk about Calvert Hall, I see former Senator Frank Kelly over on the sidelines. Big Frank, always good to see him. I had a chance to catch up with him this morning.
That's the end of the period, Booker.
And that will do it for the first period in the books. 2-1 Baltimore over DC. But as we saw in the Command Division Championship game that the West won, we got a lot of action left.
So how do you make it? There's Natasha's way. Be shy, focus on yourself, until they focus on you. Then there's Dennis. Work with what you got to get what you don't. Or you could be like me. Dream of pro football, get hurt, dream over. So how did I get here? By being the hardest worker in the room. How are you gonna get here?
When it comes to getting back in the game, there's only one team to turn to. The team more high school, collegiate, and professional athletes train and recover with. That team is Medstar Sports Medicine. For more than 30 years, Medstar has served as a leader in the diagnosis, treatment, and rehabilitation of orthopedic and sports-related injuries. Ranked among the top programs in the Maryland and Washington regions, we offer rapid access to athletes of all levels. Let the pros who treat the pros treat you. Medstar Sports Medicine.
Second quarter almost set to go. And Bob, it is a hot, stifling day. Is that going to have an impact on these guys?
They're gassed. They really are. They're just gassed. Playing in this heat, this is our third game today. Temperature's about 95, humid as all get out. Down on the field, it's probably a little bit hotter. We're getting a little breeze right now, but it's definitely, you know, it's exhausting.
But both teams won a championship, and I'll tell you another thing. I've talked with Casey O'Neill, head coach of the DC squad, for 3 or 4 years. They've made the semifinals or championship game every year. They have yet to take home the hardware. So is this the year they get the monkey off their back? They're winning all the faceoffs.
Well, this is the second time Gable Braun for the Baltimore team's been in the game. He and his counterpart right now, Andrew Taryar, they're both going to UNC, and they're both very, very good
at
their craft. Gable Braun is a Florida kid who moved up here to go to McDonough School, and he's had a sensational freshman and sophomore campaign for McDonough. Andrew is up to the task. He's a good kid.
He has really done a nice job facing off today. And as Paul Canabine will tell you, it's the hardest, it's the most intense 10 seconds of any part of a game. And just like that, the DC team throws it to the sideline.
Guilty of putting down one hand, being a little lazy instead of getting down with two there. Push the ball right out of bounds. I'm sure Coach O'Neill's not too happy about that.
Shane Carr now clearing for the Baltimore squad. Nice accurate pass by him, and credit Alex Wicks. He just does the simple things well every single time.
Well, Wicks and Godine, the two short stick defensive middies for the South, I've heard a lot of really good things about both of them, talking to some college coaches over this weekend. This is a midfield with Herbert, Corus, And let's see who number 22
That's
is.
Dane Swanson out of McDonough.
Dane Swanson, the big rising junior at about 6'4", headed to the Naval Academy. And he can bring the heat.
Swanson
Good
shot
save.
saved on the inside, and now DC comes up with a quick rebound. And you're going to see some Baltimore guys get into that box.
Oh, what a
Get
pass. Too bad. That was a great pass.
And that's going to be a push.
No call.
Oh, my
All-star
goodness.
Game. They're letting them
Yeah,
play.
man, that's a loose ball push. Bob, and you're usually the one who says the ref.
I'm not coaching.
Are you saying that stopped you in the past from commenting on the officials while you're on the air?
Well, it depends. If DL's playing, I usually comment on him.
I love it.
Yeah, that was a clear push.
Oh, I don't
no
know how.
question. That should have been Baltimore's ball.
I mean, you got to shake it off, and it's going to happen both ways all the time. But
It's a great matchup of inversion. Wicks
and you can see goaltender Shane
against James
Carr.
Flannery, who is a really good player going to Naval Academy from Georgetown Prep. We watched Flannery play a couple weeks ago in the Geico Nationals.
Shane Carr, goaltender for Baltimore right there. Was he baiting him to go high? He looked like he's had his stick down at his waist.
Wicks did a good job catching up and actually kind of forcing him up the field a little bit. It looked like he was going to be able to turn the corner. Bad pass.
And there's your turnover by the DC squad.
And that stuff happens, Booker, when you're tired.
Oh, yeah.
You know, you're not concentrating as much as you should be.
You know, when you're really tired, Bob, you can tell a kid from Salisbury that they're at Culver.
That's correct.
I've seen that happen.
When you've been in the sun. Booker, do we get injured reserve here?
Bob's leg is bleeding.
I know when that happened, when that Pepsi bottle can exploded. That was wild, wasn't it?
We might have to check.
We
your
were under
adult-
siege by a Pepsi.
You might have to check your adult diaper, too. I don't know any other accidents.
Here comes back Swanson, Herbert, and Chorus. All great players. Herbert to UNC, Chorus to Maryland, Swanson to the Naval Academy. This is a quality group.
Brendan Grimes plays a little pass with Powderly. I like Jack Corse's game.
Cramp from St. Mary's in the middle, number 3. He's also a really good lacrosse player, playing attack with Grimes and Powderly.
Cramp recently committed to Johns Hopkins. Congratulations to Coach Dave Petramalo on landing an absolute star attackman. Cole Herbert rolls back and gives to Swanson. Swanson out of McDonough School. Saw Coach Andy Hilgartner earlier.
That's a left-handed shot. That's 2 cannon Swanson's uncorked. I know he would prefer to get back to his right hand. Good ride. Cramp.
Oh, Cramp gets it back and then throws it unable to be caught. But credit goaltender Alvarez from St. John's. Great save on the Swanson offering. As the sweat continues to fall. Nice pass, but a better ride.
William Godine, heck of a play. He's on that field to play defensive midfield. He's going to come off now and give way to an offensive group.
Jack Sawyer checks in for him as Alex Bresci passes it across. Grimes, shot, goal. Brendan Grimes taking the bull by the horns. That's how he handles his business.
We've seen Grimes do this a bunch this spring, Booker. I know it sounds repetitive, but Grimes just dodging hard, carrying it in his right hand, but he's able to come back to his strength. He's just inside the defenseman there, and he dunks it. Watch this play. He just gets inside his defender a little bit. He's a big, strapping kid, can absorb that check, throws the ball over Alvarez's shoulder. Great play. Grimes' second goal.
And I've also just been informed that Judge Joe Murphy, who handles all legal issues in all of our games, celebrating 52 years of wedded bliss today. Happy anniversary to Judge Joe Murphy, the man on the bench.
Well, so far, Coach O'Neill can't complain about his face-off group. They've done a really good job. Coletti and Triar. Is that correct pronunciation, Booker? Number 20.
Tyre, yeah. Tyre.
Tyre. Excuse us.
tire.
Listen to the talk on the defense by the Baltimore team. You don't see that very often on an all-star game. Great talk.
DC contented to move it right now. They trail 3-1, but they can strike quickly, and they're winning all the faceoffs. And there you go. I just pulled a Bob Shriver. As
Charlie O'Connor, Paul the 6th Catholic School. Playing for Coach Bob Waters at PVI.
Paul the 6th.
Here's Coletti coming back in. He and Tyre, we've been told, is the correct pronunciation. That's quite a tandem these two guys are.
Bob, I have good news for you. Paul Carcaterra just checked in. He liked my adult diaper comment. But I am sorry about your leg.
Well, I would wonder what he would have done with an exploding Pepsi.
Yeah, I tell you, he wouldn't have let it get on his bologna skins. He pays like $300 for his shoes.
Look at that.
My God, Bob.
I feel like Chuck Webner.
Stitches. Got a gash, and it didn't even phase him. That's tough. That's Washington College.
Well, if we had a big thing in this game so far, you'd have to say it's a DC face-off.
Oh, yeah.
Moving pick. Bresci, Wicks, Godine, these are a really good defensive midi group that the Baltimore team has. There's Godine, what a shot.
You get yourself some, son.
Well, you know, that's the defensive middy's favorite thing.
Yeah.
He's allowed to stay on the field there.
A little slow break, capitalization, 4-2 Baltimore.
Well, he stayed on the field. They forget him frequently. Defenses frequently forget these guys. Look, nobody's picking him up, and Godine, left-handed, sticks that onto the opposite hip. The unsavable shot.
Bob, there's no rubber gloves here. You can't just leave these.
This is something.
You shouldn't have played so
We
much
need a
golf
doctor.
today. You shouldn't have played so much golf today, Bob. That's it. I know I'm not a doctor, but I'm losing my patience. You laughed.
That was a pretty nifty play by Godine.
Oh, there you go. Bloody knee and everything. He wins the race to nifty Bob Shriver. I'll take DC to win this faceoff, although it looks like I might be wrong on this one.
I apologize. I'm getting a little giddy. The heat's getting to me. Nice hustle by Herbert with a little back check. Burlace.
The BJ Burlace is a kid. I like his game. Here's Brendan Grimes. A couple goals already today for BG. 4-2. Baltimore. We've seen this before. DC can close the gap. Jack Sawyer now settles. I think a hidden gem of this DC team is Alvarez in the cage. George Alvarez.
Coach Kelly mix and match in this midfield group with Sawyer, Grant Mitchell, and Cole Herbert.
Here's Sawyer going against the short stick, Billy Saffin. Roll back, big time shot. Alvarez has no problem holding the pipe there. Grimes
Really?
with the backup. Here's Sawyer on the quick inbounds.
Great. Here's this two-man game with his buddy Daniel Kelly. There's Daniel slipping it real quick.
Sawyer gets back, right-handed shot over the cage, backed up by Powderly. And Sawyer.
Well, Coach Kelly, this is nothing. He's just coaching like he did all spring.
Yeah.
The same kids on the field, other than Grimes and Powderly, who are pretty good players.
Yeah. Sawyer, Kelly, shot. Oh,
Nice
save
save,
Alvarez. Plucking that thing out of thin air. Maybe I should say fat air. Is that fair, Bob? And let's look bottom of the screen. You see a quick replay of that save. And now we get a flag flying, and Baltimore's going to go on the man advantage. Failed clear by DC. And Grimes looks to turn the corner, pushes it behind. Here's Powderly.
Looking for a free possession, basically. They love to get a goal here. Nice defense.
And Alvarez will cradle it.
Great
and now
defense
we will
by number
learn of the
15,
foul.
Connor. Oh, no. Excuse me, number 16, Jack Posey from Freedom High School South Riding, headed to Colgate. Really nice defense. Put the ball on the ground.
And we'll get a nice look at the Baltimore EMO unit that I'm sure Coach Brian Burlace is coaching with all of his offense. Did huge goal-scoring numbers.
Well, they got great balance on this extra man, Booker. 3 lefties, Kelly, Corrigan, Grimes, and then 3 righties, Herbert, Powderly, and Mitchell. So they might run a little bit of a, I call it kind of a Syracuse rotation.
Yep.
Here's his left-handed rotation.
Into a right little fake flip. Oh, he does flip
Powderly.
it. Powderly. Grimes. Oh, deflected on its way. Grimes, nice ground ball. I like every aspect of his game.
A really good defense by DC, getting in their sticks and bodies in the passing lane.
Daniel Kelly. Back to Grimes.
Straight 3-3. Powderly. Boom.
Diagonal. What a play by Powderly. Dunk you very much, Daniel Kelly. No goal in the crease. Interesting call. I can't see the line, so I can't tell. Hey, buddy, I can't tell you.
Well, Booker, it's hard for you to be. We can't see that. Looks like they're calling for stepping in, obviously. Listen, DC's been guilty of throwing the ball away a bunch on the clears. They've been guilty of throwing the ball away even up, and they're only down by 2 goals. So they need to settle down a little bit, and they'll be fine. Alvarez has kept them in the game, Booker.
I like George Alvarez's game. Halftime here at Towson in the Under Armour Underclass Highlight Division Championship game. We'll be back right after this.
For 30 years, Cascade has been the most trusted helmet in lacrosse. Introducing the Cascade S. Cascade, passion to protect.
Your score, Baltimore in the lead, just like the rug ties the room together. Halftime highlights tie the game together. Bob, here's some highlights. Liam Powderly getting it going.
Throwing the ball up through the defense to Grimes, who plants his feet, and he has a cannon from about 15 yards, low to high. First goal for the DC team. Number 6 gets back to the middle of the field. Jonathan Bender bangs one.
I like Bender's game.
Here's Mitchell just running through the defense. It's kind of not a fair fight. He's so big and strong. And here's Grimes getting back to his left hand, just gets under his defenseman a little bit, is able to get back to his strong hand. DC's going to score a nice goal here. Number 19, just a nice Charlie O'Connor, excuse me, just a strong dodge. And then there's William Godin, who's been playing short stick defensive midfield primarily in this tournament, but shows some of his considerable skill. And then there's Alvarez, goalie for DC, making a sensational save, helping to keep his team in the game, I think, Booker.
I think he played phenomenal. Face-off's a big advantage to the Washington DC, and saves not listed, but I had, in my statistical count, I had Alvarez down for 5 saves, and I had Shane Carr down for 3 saves in the first half. Turnovers 5-4. Everybody's going to turn the ball over in games like this. We will step away momentarily. It's halftime here at Towson University. inaugural Mason-Dixon Lacrosse Shootout is November 10th and 11th and will be contested at Calvert Regional Park in the town of Northeast Maryland. It'll be a one-day championship format for boys, teams, and grad years 2019 through 2027, with every team playing at least 3 games before playoffs begin. Go to cselax.com for info and to register now. We'll see you at the Shootout. The 2018 Rumble in Richmond returns November 3rd and 4th, and we are now a U.S. Lacrosse National Qualifier and sanctioned event. The Rumble brings together a wealth of top talent from the best club programs at the amazing River City Sportsplex with their 12 lighted turf fields. As a U.S. Lacrosse sanctioned event, you can expect the highest quality tournament regarding operations, safety, and experience. Go to cselax.com for information and to register now.
For over 30 years, Cascade has been the most trusted helmet in lacrosse. Introducing the Cascade S. Cascade, passion to protect.
Second half, ready to get going. 4-2, Baltimore in the lead momentarily. Booker Corrigan, Bob Schreiber on the call. DC looking like the Redskins. Baltimore looking like the Ravens in white. Bob, what does DC need to do to get back into this one?
I think stop turning the ball over. They've gotten plenty of possessions because of their efficiency at the face-off X. They've been guilty of turning the ball over, clearing it, threw 1 or 2 passes away, on offense without anybody contesting the pass. So just settle down, stop turning the ball over. They're handling this face-offs very well. That'll keep them in this game. Alvarez was terrific in the goal, and now it's up to Sammy Matusik from Good Counsel High School to pick up the second half for the DC team. Baltimore switches their goalie as well. Here's Braun.
Gable Braun hits Powderly, shot, goal. No, toasties. That hit the absolute joint of the crossbar and post.
It moves the net for sure, Booker. Powderly and Braun play together. Oh, we got a penalty on the bench on the Baltimore coaching staff. Flag down. DC's going to get a free possession.
And a man up. Down in that corner.
Watch this net. It hits the net. That ball hit, or it moved the net, I should say. It hit the corner of the pipe. Wow. Terrific shot by Powderly.
Our Invicta crew doing an amazing job. Thank you so much to the crew from Invicta. DC shot, goal! Bringing it, slinging it, stinging it.
Dane Hall, St. John's High School, headed to UMBC to play for Coach Jack Moran. Just a strong right-handed dodge right down the alley. Look, he shoots the ball over him, Booker. In that earlier game we watched today, a bunch of kids got that same drive down this alley, and they dropped their stick. That time, Hall did not.
And you said he's going to UMBC to play for Coach Jack Moran?
Correct.
A lot of people pronounce it Ryan.
Oh, Ryan. Jack's his father, who's a head coach at Chaminade. Excuse me.
How could you mix up
at least
Culver and Salisbury?
At least I had the last name right. That flag down, by the way, Booker, is waved off. It was going to be a bench technical against the Baltimore staff. Here's Braun, 2 in a row.
Gable Braun making a difference. Will he cash it in? No, sir. And now it's behind with Powderly. 4-3 your score. DC will not go quietly into the night.
Braun's popped the last 2 face-offs, Booker, but they've got nothing to show for it. And one of the reasons is the Baltimore team's playing a left-handed fast break, which leaves Powderly on the side as a point man all by himself. And he's got nobody to throw it to down on his wing. He's got to try to get the ball across the defense, and DC's played very good defense in the unsettled.
Sawyer, Mitchell, and Mitchell in for the Baltimore offense. Billy Saffin now charged with playing some on-ball defense along with 22 Blake Rogers.
Well, they're double polling this midfield group. We talked about this earlier. Very unusual. Mitchell.
Save, but a rebound. Sammy Matusik. Sammy, the short left-handed goaltender for DC. And now DC looking to tie things up.
This kid's a monster, Ben Way, our Ohio State kid. He'll be playing with the Mitchell brothers at Ohio State.
Saw Coach Myers and Coach Travis Crane here all weekend long. I tell you what, this is a recruiting buffet for college coaches.
DC's kind of happy. Again, the Baltimore team's been playing a defensive midfield the whole tournament. Now they've got two of their offensive middies, Sawyer and Mitchell, stuck on the field playing D. Let's see if DC can capitalize.
Nice little swim move on the far side, and that'll draw the foul. Shot and a nice little save by Noah Klein, goaltender from Gilman School. He's committed to Boston. Klein goes up high to make that save.
Yeah, defenseman Will Tominovich, rising junior at St. Mary's, who's had a terrific season. We did a couple St. Mary's games this year, Booker. He's played extremely well. Guilty that time of a hold. DC 32nd extra man.
Referees for today's game: Ronnie Wood, Charlie Watts, and Keith Richards,
who just played last night in Prague, Czechoslovakia, by the way. These guys, Czech Republic, these guys traveled pretty, must have gotten on a plane right away.
The Concorde.
The Concorde.
Pass Aaron. Oh, and that's knocked out of bounds. Credit the hustle of Blake Gable. And the quick restart right there. No look pass up top. Schellenberger over the cage.
Penalties up. Wicks is coming in.
So are we all even on this man up?
You see, there's one of those plays we talked about earlier.
He's out of bounds. Close.
Nobody covering this guy in the DC team.
And then he threw the ball kind of in a... I disagree with that call.
It's frustration, a little bit of frustration.
He didn't really do that much. He was like, dude, I went out of bounds, I'm bummed, and he kind of slammed the ball on the ground.
Well, that's a penalty. You know, you got to just drop the ball.
If I were looking at the ref, I would say, dude, you're being very undude.
Well, that kid's going to University of Pennsylvania, and I thought one of your...
That's my alma, not my alma mater, but I did wear a Penn jersey a number of times, Bob. I'm an Ivy Leaguer.
Look, all I'll say is I think you'd have trouble passing the Ivy League index.
It was a club hockey team, Bob. It was a free-for-all.
Here's this little rotation.
Yep.
Left-handed. They tried a flip play last time.
Reset.
Nice
inside.
play.
Oh, that is a great
extra man play.
I like the spin. Let's look at that replay, Bob, where they do the little spin up top and Daniel Kelly kind of spooks around on the inside.
Watch. This is Herbert dodging this way, just fakes like he's going to pass it over to this right-hander, throws it back to the lefties. Chorus dumps it down to Kelly. Kelly's got time to finish. That's a beautiful extra man play. And again, back to, I'm sure it's something in Calvert Hall's arsenal that Coach Kelly has obviously put into this tournament.
Familiarity breeds comfort as we get a good look at Daniel Kelly, the goal scorer. 5-3 Baltimore, still third quarter. And things back to the status quo.
Well, these guys are rivals now. They'll be teammates and probably best friends in a couple years when they're both at UNC.
Andrew Tyre winning that faceoff. And DC back to the faceoff winning gig. But they trail by 2. Emmett Barger gets it. Barger rolls back, gets his right hand. Somewhat free shot goal. Emmett Barger catching Noah Klein off his pipe there, Bob.
Well, I'd say that Klein's guilty that time of letting this ball. Watch this. Barger drops his stick. That's a very, very hard angle. Klein didn't shut the post down, and he beat him. Watch, he beat him inside there. That's not something that Klein's usually would do.
In your career at BL, you coached a lot of goalies. I mean, Charlie Toomey just turned 60. I mean, you coached him, right?
I did.
You coached Charlie Toomey, and he's now 60, 65 years old. And you see Klein off his pipe. You never saw guys off their pipe like that. Right?
I think he's probably guilty of thinking that because he had dropped his stick, the only place he could shoot is into the far pipe.
Yeah.
And he tried to cover that and wasn't able to get there.
Face-off win by Gunty. And here's Wicks.
Double polling again this midfield. Number 21, Ware, and number 14, Booker. Jack Galleri.
Here's Ian Cramp behind out of St. Mary's, number 3. They had a nice year this year.
Made the playoffs.
Alaric Fyack in the All-American game for the seniors.
Of course, driving down the alley. Good overhand shot, just didn't put it on cage.
Here's Cramp. Little two-man game with Grimes. Will he go back to him? No. Pushes it up top.
Well, they're shorting Daniel Kelly, so Daniel Kelly can get out here and maybe set some screens, work this two-man game against two shorties that are very uncomfortable where they are.
Oh, what a play on the inside. Jack Corris, and they're going to count the goal. He was pushed. Push is waved off. And
this is a two-man game, you know, and the defender just guilty of pushing him too hard, Booker. He didn't drive him. He's pushing him, so Karis is able to bounce off him. Instead of getting on his hip and trying to drive him to the end line, he just pushes him. Karis is able to keep his feet.
The question is, would he have gone into the crease on his own? On the angle in which he was running?
The referees deemed that he was pushed into the crease, so the goal's good. Hardest call in lacrosse.
So it doesn't matter what,
well, it's the hardest. It's not even close. It's the hardest call in lacrosse. Is he in the crease? Did he dive in the crease? Did the ball go into the goal before he landed in the crease? It's impossible. Really hard on the officials. If they put the dive back into the game, Booker, they wouldn't have to worry too much about that call.
Yeah. Nice ground ball by B.J. Burleys.
No, that's
great check, Tom Ninovich.
Great check by Sam Sweeney.
Schellenberger gets it across the field. Look for a hitch move. And we might get a timeout by DC. No, sir. They only get one and a half.
Watch this.
You sound like Chris Berman. Wicks has got wheels for days. Jack stews and lobs it up. Cole Herbert, the beneficiary, and he will settle things.
That play was started. I think Blake Gable got a nice check in there, put that ball on the ground that the Baltimore team ultimately picked up, cleared effectively.
This is Herbert. Baltimore ahead 6-4. It's only the third quarter. And again, you see that high pick. Herbert runs right by. Both guys shot just over the cage. Goaltender Sammy Matusik looked like he was tracking that nicely. Here's Grimes. Grimes shaking bait, comes lefty. Looking to feed the whole way. Timely check by the defender. Sends the ball on the turf, but Baltimore regathers.
Sawyer using his short stick defender to pick the last time and free Herbert up. Now he's going to take the ball here. Daniel Kelly's coming up to run their two-man game.
Gets it, comes out righty, rolls back for his left, and pushes along the side. This is Mitchell.
He wants his left. This is Connor, who is a lefty.
Comes back, strong left hand. Matusik with the save. Wants to go up the field, opts not to. And now Baltimore gets to ride. This is Jack Posey. Posey, nice little play. Sometimes it's the simple things that do the most. TJ Haley working behind the cage. Just don't want to shoot wide here. Make the goalie make a save because you're going to get the ball next.
Good defense by Snyder.
Yep. Nice ball movement by the DC squad.
Another nice defensive play by number 13, Ben Stefanos from Howard High School. He's another defender, Booker. One of many that the Baltimore team has, who's headed to play for, Ryan Moran at UMBC. End of the quarter.
Ryan Moran was here today. Kevin Warren from Georgetown. End of the quarter. We're going to take a quick break. 6-4 in the highlight division championship game for the Under Armour Underclass tournament.
Why be one champ when I want to be two?
And we are back getting set for the start of your fourth quarter, Bob. DC will be on the man advantage. Tremendous weekend, and I got to thank the guys who really helped make it possible from Corrigan Sports. Great efforts by Travis Pools, Chuck Higbee, Andy Balello, Chris Tomlinson, Colin Tiffey, Mike Valente out there sweating it out, Derek Wilson, Matt Florio, all the amazing interns, best crop of interns we may have ever had at Corrigan Sports, and of course the Godfather, Lee Corrigan, and our producer extraordinaire, Ryan Corrigan. Lee Corrigan responsible for the creation of this unbelievable event. It's a fantastic occurrence of lacrosse, right, Bob?
Tremendous. What a weekend for these kids, though. I mean, think about it. 24 teams, 48 teams and from around the country. And then the
150
high school
college coaches.
All-star games, girls and guys. Nice save. That time Klein was up to the task.
Noah Klein, that's what he's known for. The one where he was off his pipe I thought was kind of odd, but he made it up. Here's Alex Wicks.
Nice check. Number 5, good ride. Emmett Barger.
And Wicks now in a bit of a beehive and draws the foul and still finds a way to squirm through it. And Baltimore is
under him. They got a 2-on-1 right here.
Grimes sweeps, left-hand shot.
What a play by Powell.
Yep. Here's Jack Chorus. Jack Sawyer comes in, slings it just wide.
Dropped the stick a little bit, Booker. Took his angle down.
And again, when you have a flag down, you got to hit the cage.
Yeah.
I go behind the back. Who cares?
DC extra man, and it's been very, very impressive so far. You
Baltimore,
don't get many of these.
Baltimore extra man.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Baltimore extra man have been very impressive.
And in those plays where there's a flag down, if you don't hit the cage, it's just another loud sound on the boards, right?
Yeah.
If there's no goalie in the goal, that still doesn't go in. So at least make the kid bend over and stop it.
Well, we had that play in the first game, Booker, where teams double team when they're up a man. Yeah. And in that first game, you know, the kids split the double team, scored a goal.
2 men up here for Baltimore.
This is the play of the game right here. DC needs a stop.
Baltimore starts with just 5, giving them an advantage.
Could be too much for the DC team to overcome. Clock's ticking.
Powderly, cross crease, easy dunk for Daniel Kelly. And credit Liam Powderly for catching and not cradling. Bob, how important is it for a kid to not cradle that ball?
Well, watch it. Powderly just catches it. Chorus does actually, that play is really helped set up by Chorus, who was down there behind the goal. He cuts to the crease. Watch. Chorus jumps into the crease. The guy's got to honor him. He throws the ball backside to Daniel Kelly. You know, they're down 2 men. Pretty easy tally, and the extra man of the Baltimore team's been probably the difference in this game, Booker.
I get a good look at Brent Heiken, who's helping out with the Baltimore squad. A face-off guy from Stevenson University. Spent some time in the MLL as well. Great face-off guys, hard to find. And again, and it is now 7-4 DC with Schellenberger behind. And he gets it up top. Dane Hall now pushes it across, and DC still subbing a D guy out. And a little numbers advantage. This is James Flannery. Flannery playing some catch shot just over the cage. Charlie O'Connor couldn't find it that time.
That was, sorry, Jake, Dane Hall, yeah. Looks like 19 from here. Schellenberger, nice two-man game there. Better defense.
And
nice slide by Gable. They're going to call him for pushing this guy from behind.
Yep.
But really good rotation by the Baltimore team and really nice offense by the DC team. I'm not sure who got the fouled. I think that was Connor Hummonston, number 15, big strapping kid. Plays kind of.
Here's a replay.
That's who it was. 15. Look, he's a big, strong kid. Gable a little late getting there. He does hit him in the back.
Yep. And the DC guy did a good job protecting his stick on the attack to the goal.
Hummonston had one of the kids going from Georgetown Prep to Georgetown University, staying in the Jesuit family.
One of the first kids ever to go from Georgetown Prep to Georgetown University. Coach David Schreiber was here today and yesterday and the day before. DC man up, time ticking away on them. 7-4 your score. DC in their Redskins maroon, Baltimore home whites.
Great defense. Not a great extra man offense. You got to get the ball moving, Booker. You can't be carrying the ball on extra man offense too much. I think they had Schellenberger in the middle of the field, whose job was to create some good space.
And Shane drives at the cage. They are not going to bail him out with the push there.
Freshie, good defense.
The man up is over. Baltimore now full strength. Thank you for joining us here on CSE Lax, making us part of your sports viewing day. Who wants to watch the World Cup when you can watch this event, a sporting event bigger than the World Cup, World War II, and the World Series combined here on the Ocho. Grimes near side. Baltimore being deliberate. Ian Cramp gets it from Powderly. Now it's up top. Jack Sawyer settles things. And we got the Mitchell twins in. The Mitchell Towers.
Again, intent on double polling. Cramp here's got the shorty. He's a powerful kid right here, and he's once to his left hand. He's very, very powerful.
A lower center of gravity. He's like Barry Sanders.
Good play by Sawyer.
We might see our first shot clock.
Powderly. He'll find the open guy or get one himself.
His footwork is just so unbelievably well rehearsed.
I love his energy, Powderly.
Yeah.
Just love it.
Oh, Sawyer, filthy sting in the corner. So
That's
pretty.
a tough matchup, Sawyer. He's an incredibly capable attackman. We moved him a little bit to midfield this year. He was terrific at midfield. And he also is capable, obviously, of getting to the front of the goal. Watch this.
He's that hybrid attack, midi, invert, dodge him up top.
He's going to make somebody in college extremely happy. Right now, he's committed to the University of Maryland. Coach Tillman will find plenty of roles for Jack Sawyer.
I've been told there's 6 minutes remaining. Gable Braun winning another face-off. And he's going to take it right down Main Street.
See, there's that. They're set up to have a left-handed break, except
he's right-handed.
He's right-handed, so they need to probably change that. They'd have been better off maybe going flat with the face-off guys. By that I mean don't have a standard point guy, put 3 guys down around the goal line extended, just sort of in a line, much like they do in a 3-3 extra man offense. And they might have been able to take advantage of 3 stone-cold fast breaks that they had off the face-off. They converted on none of them.
This is Jack Corus behind now. Shares with Powderly. Little 2-man game. Gives it back to Corus.
I would not want to be a defender cover Powderly.
Yeah.
You know, he's
Just
he's
the energy.
perpetual motion.
Here is Grimes. Grimes likes the sweep. Carries lefty. Can't get the pass off because of the checks, which means to the defender he may redodge. Will put you in a worse spot.
Daniel Kelly's got the shorty, so they might try a two-man game with Kelly and Chorus here.
Chorus.
There he is. He slipped it.
Little bounce pass. Grimes shoots just over the cage. Right-handed cut there by BG. Now inside shot.
Great
Matusik
save.
really goes down to get that one. And Dane Swanson getting his money's worth. I mean, that's somebody's kid he's hitting. Saved by Noah Klein. Tell you, that's a foul.
Yeah, I think they're going to let the first swat go.
First
Booker.
3.
But then I think by the time we got to 3 and 4, the referee said enough's enough.
Yeah, that's somebody's son you're hitting. I mean, come on. 8-4 your score, and DC going on the man up.
Well, at this point in time, Booker, Coach Kelly's been on some run.
Yep, yeah, he has.
2 MIA titles. Was he coaching the command team last year, Booker?
I believe he coached the highlight team.
He did. They did not. The Baltimore team did not win last year. But this is 3 titles in a row for him.
If this holds, inside feed and a great ground ball pickup. This is BJ Burles.
Great pass.
And now we get another flag flying.
They're under him if he stews and keeps pushing it.
Alex Wicks, who was in, he has Grimes open on the left side. Grimes fully aware that there's a flag down and everybody's a little fatigued. Interesting if he's just going to chill out there, head to the pepper mill and get some shad roe, or if he's going to push things.
He's not old enough to go to the pepper mill, Booker.
I know. There's only one way you know that, Bob. That's because you go to the pepper mill. How is the buffet at the pepper mill, Bob? I love how you refuse to play along. Grimes is going to come up. Oh, he's going to get some lumber before he comes up with it. I'm going to head to the Valley Inn after this, Bob.
Wherever I'm headed, it's going to have air conditioning.
You don't want to go out
to my
there?
car.
You and me both, brother.
Booker, we got to pick an
5
MVP
o'clock
of this
somewhere.
game. Who do you like so far?
Grimes got things off to a start.
Powderly with 3 or 4
Powderly,
assists.
I love Powderly. Daniel Kelly's
Daniel
played
Kelly has
really
a
well.
Couple goals.
He's finished well. I love the way Powderly, his importance. I mean, if you were going to call it an MVP, how valuable are you? You know, Grimes has finished some plays. Daniel Kelly's finished some plays. Powderly, you can't live without him.
Yeah. They've got a quality group, Booker. This team is, Baltimore team is very good. There are a fair amount of Calvert Hall kids that have played together, you know. They're well coached, the Loyola kids. You know, they play on the same FCA club teams. These guys have been playing against each other or with each other for a long time. Very familiar. The DC team's kids are a little bit more spread out, you know, in that DC metropolitan area that's so big.
Ooh.
Chorus. Boom.
And Jack
Into the open
Chorus
goal.
cashes it in as DC, obviously, their goalie's out running all over the place. And, Bob, you can take that napkin out of your hand if you want to hit my shoulder again. Now you got Grimes is going to be your MVP.
Well, Grimes got it started for the, Grimes got it started for the South with a great shot to open up the game. He made it 3-1.
And that first shot kind of set the tone for the whole day, too. I mean, he bringing it, slinging it, stinging, and that will do it. Ladies and gentlemen, Baltimore, 9-4 winners of your Under Armour Underclass Highlight Division. And your MVP number 23, Brendan Grimes. I will be back with an interview of him, and that'll be interesting. His father, Ryan Grimes, a great lacrosse coach, but for Invicta and all of our friends. And Corrigan Sports Enterprises and Under Armour, thanks for making us part of your sports viewing day. You want to listen to me talk to Brendan Grimes, I'll be right back.
Yeah, we've come this far, but can we finish what we started? Do we have it in us? Can we get back at it and keep grinding? Because the second we think we've given everything, we're gonna give more. Because this is our moment, and we are made for this. We are made for this.
Whatever you're made for, Gatorade is made to fuel it.
Represent for Rough Rider Nation. The Rough Riders have been on top of the game since 2007. Rough Rider alums continue to shine and won national championships at all levels. Rough Rider teams dominate the countryside in Maryland, Pennsylvania, and now Virginia. Check us out online at roughriderlacrosse.com. It's time to ride or die.
1, 2, 3, ride!
Yo, Sean.
Yeah, live! Corrigan Sports Enterprises is a full-service sports marketing and event management company. Every detail from marketing, public relations, logistics, and cleanup, Corrigan Sports Enterprises handles events from conception to fruition. The premier lacrosse and field hockey recruiting tournaments and high-profile running events. Corrigan Sports Enterprises, bringing your dreams to life.
So how do you make it? There's Natasha's way. Be shy, focus on yourself, until they focus on you. Then there's Dennis. Work with what you got to get what you don't. Or you could be like me. Dream of pro football, get hurt, dream over. So how did I get here? By being the hardest worker in the room. How are you gonna get here?
When it comes to getting back in the game, there's only one team to turn to. The team more high school, collegiate, and professional athletes train and recover with. That team is Medstar Sports Medicine. For more than 30 years, Medstar has served as a leader in the diagnosis, treatment, and rehabilitation of orthopedic and sports-related injuries. Ranked among the top programs in the Maryland and Washington regions, we offer rapid access to athletes of all levels. Let the pros who treat the pros treat you. Medstar Sports Medicine. When it comes to getting back in
Corrigan here with the Under Armour Underclass Player of the Game in the Highlight Division Championship. Baltimore won it. This is Brendan Grimes. Brendan, you have a knack for getting games off to a fairly decent start. Talk about your first goal.
Yeah, you know, I saw. Wait, what was my first goal again?
Just the rip from down there.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, so my guy.
Powderly.
Yeah, Powderly obviously got, you know, double team. So.
Do you want me to talk you through your first goal, or do you want to try? You want to?
I just stepped into space and, you know, I saw it and you know, buried it home.
How do you get your hands free so easily?
You know, just stepping into space, like I said, and you know, just really working on stepping to my target and just bring my hands extended and free.
As Bob Shriver would say, spooking around there, kind of on the left side, getting in and finding that passing lane. How much do you like playing with Liam Powderly?
Oh, it's awesome. You know, he's automatic slide. You know, my guy's sliding right to him, so I get a wide open shot. You know, that's. And
Daniel Kelly, nifty little finishes on the inside. I mean, he was neck and neck with you for MVP, right?
Right. Yeah. Yeah. You know, Daniel was great inside. You know, he finds places in the, you know, space just to get open all the time and gets you know, right in front of the goal, and he has a knack for the goal and did a really good job with that today.
What were some of the messages that Coach Kelly gave you guys before the game?
Yeah, you know, he just said, play for each other and, you know, just play for each other, play fast. And, you know, I think he said just keep being consistent. And, yeah, you know, we just got the job done.
You ever have dinner at the Pepper Mill?
No, I did not. I have not.
Have you ever been there?
Nope.
You want to go?
Nope.
It's delicious. You got great shad roe.
I don't know about that.
How do you not know? It's for people who are 75 and older. Bob Shriver eats there every day.
That's funny.
That is fun, right? Yeah. So, do I look like I've lost a little bit of weight?
Yeah, totally. Especially after this
What
weekend.
else are you going to say?
Especially after this weekend, you know.
I'm only 30 or 40 pounds overweight, right?
Right.
How much do you weigh?
Like 195.
All right, and he is a full, 2-3 inches taller than I am, and I'm 40 pounds heavier than he is. So, yeah, I might need to drop a couple.
Yeah, I mean, you know, it's all right.
How's Lily?
Great. Great.
Shout out to Lily.
Yeah, shout out to Lily.
And who else?
My mom.
Shonda?
Yeah, Shonda.
That's her Shonda, right?
Shonda, yeah.
Okay. And then your dad. I mean, God, the guy's done everything for you.
Yeah. Ryan. Shout out to
Coach Grimes.
Coach Grimes, yep.
Played at Hofstra.
Yep.
And you're headed to Ohio State.
Yes, sir.
And he went to Hofstra.
Yep.
Anything other than yep?
You know, he's cool with it. I'm cool.
Are you cool with it?
Yeah, I'm cool with it, of course.
You didn't want to be a Dutchman?
No. I'm all good.
You ever razz him about that?
Nah, you know, maybe every once in a while.
About being a Dutchman?
Yeah. Flying Dutchman.
Does
That's
he
right.
carry himself as a Dutchman?
Yeah, I say he does. Definitely.
I love it. I tell you what, hot out here. How did you guys survive? Was there enough? I mean, what did you do?
Just drank a lot of water, a lot of fluids. You know, it's been a really hot couple of days. I think it's like, 90, 95, 90, 96 out here right now. And, you know, we got a little bit of breeze going on later in the day, which is good. But, yeah, just keep drinking a lot of water. And, you know, I think our team did a really good job.
Thank God for the breeze machine, right?
Right, exactly.
That's Mike Valente who turned the breeze machine on. You thank him.
Really? That's awesome. Thank you.
Mike Valente, wherever you are, thank you so much, right?
Yeah, definitely.
Hey, the Under Armour Underclass player of the game. How about the tryout? I mean, unbelievable.
Yeah, it was awesome. You know, there's a lot of talent, a lot of kids out there from all over the place. You know, there's kids from near DC also, and you know, it was a great experience for a lot of guys. There were a lot of people, and it was really fun. I enjoyed it.
And then obviously this tournament, how were you blown away by how many college coaches attended the tryout and this tournament?
Yeah, I'd say there were a lot of tryouts or a lot of coaches in the 44 game, and our first game.
Shout out Stevenson Lax.
Yeah, our first game on Friday was packed all down the sidelines. So
nice.
Really good.
Anything else we need to cover?
Nope, I think we're good.
Okay. All right. Hey, have a good rest of your summer. What's on tap?
You know, two more weekends of lacrosse, and then going to the beach for a little bit, and then start soccer up.
Wow, multi-sport athlete.
Yeah,
Look at all your boys. Look at them. Baltimore winning the championship. They're big Frank Kelly, my main man. There we go. Come on, Frank. A little something for the camera. How many? What's up, Brent? Nice job. Hey, I got my man, former Senator Frank Kelly, who I absolutely love. Are you sick of winning championships? What's the matter with you?
I love it. Never get tired.
Winning beats losing?
We've just been blessed, so yeah, we're really blessed.
We have been blessed.
I've been blessed. I've been so blessed to have my sons watch them, and when they quit playing, I thought it was all over. And now I got all the grandchildren playing, and I'm loving that, watching these guys.
You want to adopt him?
Absolutely.
He's a good kid.
I adopt this whole team.
Yeah, he can sling it, but he's also a great young man.
He sure is. They are.
Great parenting.
And for the cakes, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Can't take a break on parenting.
That's right.
You know the difference between right and wrong?
Yeah, of course.
You got to prove it every day, you know that? I tell my kids that all the time.
Absolutely.
And, 2016, Carolina won the championship. Were you there?
Oh, I was on the sideline.
I know you were.
Yeah, they
Some of my favorite
Kelly's
people.
on the field. My God.
Some of my favorite people. We got to sign off. What do you want to tell? Anybody shout out?
I just love the world. I love these kids. I love lacrosse. I love life, and I love this country.
What about the bookman? The bookman.
Who's the bookman?
Me.
Listen to me. I do. Booker is the best commentator in the world. I'll tell you what I said about Booker. This is what. Every time Booker interviews somebody, he treats them like they're the best player he's ever interviewed. He's like that with everybody. And he's not funny about it. Yeah. Because they're all good.
Yeah. This is good. God, can this kid sling it?
Sure can.
He can sling it like Bones can face it off.
Yeah, baby.
You love it.
Yeah.
Hey, we got to sign off from Towson. Unbelievable event this year. A little bit hot, but still a fantastic occurrence. Thanks, guys.
Thanks, Bud.